Hi, I'm Big Bear Mark and this is the Bear Cave. Joining me in the Bear Cave today is James Houghton. How are you going, James?
G'day, Mark. How you going?
Good. And Steve Charles.
Hello, Mark. Good
Hey,
to see you again.
Nice to see you too. Now, today we're going to be discussing something that's been very popular within the bear culture in the last couple of years especially. I've seen it come up at Southern Hibernation at the Mr. Australasian Bear Contest quite often.
Yeah.
And that's bears and mental health.
Yep.
Because I think there's a growing awareness of mental health within the bear community and people actively doing something about it. How do you see that, James?
I'd agree with you, Mark. I think mental health is kind of growing. There's a lot of energy going into kind of combating the stigma around mental health. There's funding that's going into mental health a lot more than there ever has been before. And I don't think, when we think about bears particularly, I don't think anyone's immune. There's no kind of, there's nobody that can't suffer from some kind of depression or anxiety. And I think it's really important that that whole stigma thing is addressed. We have enough trouble. We battle stigma for being who we are sexually. We're still fighting that. You can get a double whammy if you've got depression or if you've got some kind of mental health challenge as well. So I think, I absolutely agree. I think raising the awareness is really important, something we all suffer from. Yeah,
and as James said, we're looking at that double whammy effect that, we're not only looking at, it's well known that gays and lesbians face more mental health problems for being gay and lesbian.
Yep.
Obviously, there are other issues like body image that we have to battle with as well, Steve.
Yep. Definitely, yes. Well, that's one of the things that I battled with as a younger man growing up, was size and body image and all of those kind of things as well. And it is depressing. I mean, that's why you get pretty down about. And if you're the kind of person that can't lose weight easily, or you're prone to eat all of the wrong things, or as you grow older, you like beer and you like scones and you like all those kind of things. You try and get a balance.
What's on television these days? I mean, if you look at any like free-to-air TV, what's it about? Food.
It's all food programs.
It's all food. It's either food or rebuilding some derelict house somewhere.
It is.
But the food thing is an enormous. We're a highly kind of food-focused culture at the moment, which means, sorry, Mark.
No, yeah, I was just going to say, and that all goes into bears especially. We're looking at things like diabetes and those sort of diseases, which also affect our mental health.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other thing too is, as you're getting older as well, I find a lot of people are still trying to hang on to the youth through gay culture. That's a big thing that I find, that there's still, once you get over about 35, you're into your early 40s and all that sort of stuff, and you no longer fit into the Twinkie circles, and like going to a nightclub isn't exciting, and for some, and so it, and you're not into the party drugs, and you're not into any of those kind of things so much anymore, and suddenly you set adrift in a world that doesn't seem to fit in with the propagation of gay culture and the way that it's shown and advertised and broadcast and all those kind of things. And so I find a lot of older guys tend to fall into that kind of very lost kind of circle, and that can add to to mental stress and to feeling depressed and
absolutely. And when you think about the two things, what are the two things that people promote when you think about mental health? The two things that get top of the list are healthy diet and exercise. And I don't know about you guys, but they're the two things that I struggle the hardest with. I love food. I love pastry. I love anything that's not good for me. The things that are least good for you taste the best is how it goes.
Sugar butter mix.
Absolutely.
I know, sugar and butter, hello.
Almost in a bowl by itself.
Yeah, exactly.
And exercise. I hate the smell of a gym. The idea of getting together, sounds odd to say this, but gay man, I'm kind of anti the whole getting together with a bunch of sweaty guys, but I hate the gym thing.
You're feeling right.
I think I might be running a temperature.
I think if we remove the exercise from that equation, it'd be fine. And exactly right. I mean, Vic Bears at least has some programs. They've got the Bear Heart program going, which does actually promote a healthy lifestyle. They've got Aqua Bear, so there are some avenues, and they do Bears on the Prowl, which is like walking around a park. So there are some healthier outlets there for you.
Having said that too, there are a lot of people who identify as bear that are very healthy, sporty types as well. We don't really see you know, they don't really try. It's not really promoted within the bear culture. And again, talking about bear culture, but then they've got other issues to deal with as well. You know, like relationships. You know,
all the things that everybody
relationships
suffers
when they break up, and you've been together for 25 years, and all of those kind of things. So how are you going to pay the next bill when suddenly you're just working casually because you're not going to get employed as a 20-year-old in a full-time position anymore, or you're not a professional, things like that. So.
And there are some good initiatives. I mean, there's Are You OK Day, and that's something that comes up every year, and is a really kind of positive way of looking out for each other. Although I do think a lot of us tend to avoid because asking someone, "Are you okay?" if you suspect they might not be, could open a floodgate of stuff that you don't know where to go with.
Yeah,
it's
and
true.
If you're going to ask someone that, you've got to be prepared for them
answer.
to say no if they say no.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You've got to have something in your arsenal. You've got to have some tools, and for a lot of us, it's a struggle. But there are lots of. We talked before about there's lots of services out there.
I don't know about that. I mean, if you are seeing somebody that's struggling and you think that they are struggling, and you ask them that, and then they open up about it. If you can't deal with it, I mean, you're just as honest to say, well, I really don't know how to help you. Should we have a look for another avenue? There's other ways of going around it instead of trying to take it on yourself.
And just while we're on that topic, when we're looking for help, I mean, first of all, go to your GP. Is a great first line of defence for depression.
Absolutely.
They'll refer you to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Then, if you really need some help, Lifeline 131114. You've got Beyond Blue, which is a fantastic organisation, 1300 224636, and also there's the switchboard, which used to be known as the Gay and Lesbian switchboard as well, which is 1800 184 527. So there are great resources out there.
And one thing, Mark, a lot of people don't know is that mental health nurses now actually have a form of credentialing. So as a mental health nurse, you can actually get you can get qualified and supported to help people. So you don't have to be scared of drugs. Seeing a psychiatrist is one of the options. Mental health nurse is another.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure.
I'm Big Bear Mark, and this has been the Bear Cave, and thanks for joining us.